Hi everyone, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the top 5 reasons not to use a green screen. So first on the list, number 5 is what are you going to put in the background anyway? See, some people will shoot in front of a green screen thinking, oh, I'll just add something in later, I'll just add something in later, and then you get into editing and you're like, well, what am I going to put in the background? What value does it actually add to your video to have a green screen? If you don't have something planned out ahead of time, you probably don't want to shoot in front of a green screen. You probably want to find a spot, maybe outside, something like that, to shoot instead. Moving on to number 4, you need a place to put a green screen. As you can see, this is in my bedroom. I have furniture shoved all the way out to the sides of the wall, and this is still a pretty small green screen studio. I couldn't even expand the green screen out all the way. I had to tie it off on the ends and stuff like that. So it's really just not going to fit in your average room or house or apartment or whatever. You're going to need sort of a dedicated space unless you're willing to take over your house and your normal living arrangements, which could be an issue if you're living with other people in your house. If you're all alone and you have a fairly large house, you probably can find a room, but if you're not, you're probably going to have a little bit of trouble with that. Moving on to number 3, and that is that you are not fooling anyone. Now, especially if you're putting yourself on top of Mount Everest or something like that, and you don't do a good job with the green screen keying or lighting or stuff like that. If your lighting doesn't match, people are going to know. If you don't do a good key, people are going to know. If you have too much softening on your edges, people are going to know. So there's really just too many places for it to go wrong where you aren't fooling anyone. Moving on to number 2 is lighting. For this, you need to have lighting. Now, normally if you were just shooting, you could go outside or you could, use a desk lamp, something like that. But you really need to match the lighting of your green screen key. Now, if it's just like this, you don't really need to match it so much. And you can do a lot with color correcting, but you're still gonna have trouble getting lighting at all because I actually have to have well, they're not green screen lights, but I do have to have lights where I normally don't shoot with lights. So that's gonna be a lot more gear. You could have problems in editing, things just don't match up. And especially you have to have light on the green screen so you're separated from it, and that's just gonna cause you a lot of problems. And that leads us into number 1, the number 1 reason that you should not use a green screen in your video ever, and that is because of the editing headaches. Now, you may not realize stuff when you're shooting. It could be like a reflection in something shiny someone's wearing, or you could see like a reflection of a light in somebody's glasses. Like if I do this, you see lights and that doesn't fit in with the background. Anyway, a lot of problems, especially if you can't get your key to work out and you have green screen spill and all that crazy stuff that just disadvantage of green screen, and that is why you should not use a green screen in your video. But if you do still want to use a green screen in your video, definitely check out the top 5 reasons you should use a green screen in your video. That is right here on my hand. I don't know how to, there we go, there it is. So with that, thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon with another video.